Just saw in that graphic Carly pulled up a moment ago, with this week's rain helping our lake levels, community members are wondering what that means for the city of Corpus Christi's water projects.
Yeah, it comes after 3 News recently reported that the city has now pushed a possible curtailment date back to December.
Our Natalia Zuna spoke with city council members and county leaders who talked about how this recent rain is helpful, but it does not mean that we're out of the woods. Natalia?
Hey, Mike, Leslie, that's right. Well, Nueces County Commissioner Mike Pusley is calling the city of Corpus Christi to stop releasing water from nearby lakes if they reach 30% capacity. Now, city council members say processing the request with the TCEQ is not as simple as it may seem, but they do agree it could be a way to increase our water supply.
The coastal bend cashing in on much-needed rain this week, leaving some to wonder if the worst of the drought is now behind us.
There's always an end of everything, and I think the drought that we have in South Texas has ended.
Despite this, Councilman Eric Cantu still says it shouldn't halt water projects.
I really don't want to slow any projects down. I think we need to do all the projects we can do so we could grow Corpus Christi.
But other city leaders like Councilman Mark Scott say the region's water problems are far from over. With the Inner Harbor desalination vote approaching, he says the city must keep advancing water projects to strengthen Corpus Christi's standing statewide and nationally.
A lot of people watching us and expecting us to, I think kicking the can down the road is kind of what got us in this mess.
Scott says this applies to all current and future water projects beyond that June 2nd vote.
My hope is that we never trust the lakes again. I am hopeful that the lake levels do not impact our future water projects.
Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni agrees, saying there's no room to repeat past mistakes.
The lakes fill back up. The city administration, city council tends to back off. We don't want to do that. We have to remember what we just went through for the past 5 years and not slow down in any way.
Meanwhile, Nueces County Commissioner Mike Pusley is calling on the city to stop releasing water from the lakes into the bay if it gets to 30% capacity.
Myself and the groundwater conservation guys and we all got together and did some tabletop calculations, and we conservatively estimate that if we had not been releasing water out of those 2 reservoirs, we'd have another 500 days of water available to our community.
Pusley says that Representative Denise Villalobos spoke with TCEQ officials for a solution.
If they could get letters from the city of Corpus Christi, the Nueces River Authority, and the city of Three Rivers, that they could probably move toward not having to do those releases.
Now, we are still a ways away from that 30% mark. Councilman Scott says the city is hiring experts to help with that study that would determine whether or not they even need to release lake water into the bay. Leslie, Mike.